Shalom Yasha Allah. It's Rapaya Allah Kadash once again coming to you in the spirit of the Ruach HaKodesh. Okay, and I'm compelled by the Ruach to come to you with another video. Something that I want to speak on, and the topic that I wanted to speak on today, concerning things that I kind of see, what happens among people that I know personally, inside my little circle and outside the circle. What I see happens all the time is what I wanted to touch on is the people not knowing the difference between correction, righteous correction, and judgment. Okay, when one might say or speak on something that they might not be really fully aware of themselves and may not know it, you try to give them correction, and then sometimes they might take it in a different way when you try to correct them. It happens to a lot of us. It happens to a lot of us. Within the nation and the truth, and outside of the nation and the truth. So, I wanted to touch on a few things today. Bring on a few precepts to speak on that wise. Because like Scripture says, prove all things. Hold fast to that which is good. Okay, so I'm going to start it off basically reading out of the book of Deuteronomies. Okay, one of the books of Torah, out of Moses, and starting from chapter 30, Deuteronomy chapter 30, and start from the 15th verse. And it says, "See, I have set before thee this day life and good, and death and evil." 16th verse, "And that I command thee this day to love the Adonai, the Elohim, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commandments, and his statutes, and his judgments, that thou mayest live and multiply. And the Adonai, the Elohim, shall bless thee in the land whither thou goest to possess it. But if thine heart turn away," this verse 17, "but if thy heart turn away, so that thou wilt not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them." Verse 18, "I denounce unto you this day that ye shall surely perish, and that ye shall not prolong your days upon the land, whether thou passest over Jordan to go possess it." Verse 19, "And I call heaven and earth to record this day against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessing and cursing. Therefore choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live." Okay, so this is one of the instructions that Moses was giving unto the children of Israel as they was exiting, as they exited out of Egypt. Okay, and it was coming into the land, the wilderness. Okay, and these are one of the instructions that the Most High was giving unto Moses to speak unto the children. Okay, now to walk in his laws and his statutes and commandments. Okay, so it was from that day that he commanded them to walk in his ways and to keep his statutes and his commandments, that they may live, that thou and their seed may live, and they prolong their days upon earth. Okay, so was what? This was Moses speaking unto the children of Israel, okay, given what? An instruction. Okay, it wasn't a judgment. Okay, he was given the instructions according to how the Most High, through Spirit, by the way of the Ruach HaKodesh, was speaking unto him to give him. Okay, that if you follow these commandments, okay, and you do them, so shall your days be prolonged upon the earth. Okay, so he wasn't judging them. He was giving them, say, this is what you should do. Okay, this is what to do, thus saith the Most High. Okay, and this is what can happen if this is not being followed. Okay, now I'm going to the next precept, and that would be Joshua 1st chapter. Joshua 1st chapter, starting at the 8th verse. And it says as thus: "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success." So he was telling them, said, the book of this law should not depart out of thy mouth, and that thou shalt meditate therein day and night. Okay, so these are what the things that we should do as a people. Okay, now This was again, okay, this was given correction. This was given like out of the Ruach of the Most High. This was speaking unto the children of the Most High, as children of Israel, a Yasharal, and telling them, listen, the book of the law should not depart out of thy mouth, and that thou should meditate therein day and night. Okay? Because as we just read from Moses and whatnot, he said, you know what? I record this day, heaven and earth against you this day. Life and death, blessing and cursings. Now, what is the life? The life resides in what? The life resides in following the law, the statutes, commandments of the Most High. Okay? That's where the life falls into play at. Doing the will of the Most High by the way of the law, statutes, commandments. Death is what? Not doing according to the law, statutes, commandments. Okay? Next precept, I'm going to go into Proverbs. Okay, book of Proverbs, chapter 15. Proverbs chapter 15. Proverbs chapter 15, starting from the 10th verse. And it says as thus, correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. Yeah, I'm going to read that again. Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die. Him that hateth reproof, okay, shall die. You know? So what is that saying? Okay? We are to grieve. We know that most people say, oh, you can't judge me. You cannot judge me. You get it twisted. Not saying that we're judging. Okay? We know that the Most High is the ultimate judge. Okay? But he does give it on to his prophets, his chosen people, to go out and tell the children of Israel and show the children of Israel their ways and their sins. Okay? He gives it on to the children of Israel and whatnot, his chosen, to speak his word and to show the children of Israel their sins, their ways. Okay? Verse 11 says, hell and destruction are before the Lord. How much more then the hearts of the children of men? Think about that. Okay? Precept that. We're going to go into Deuteronomy 29. Deuteronomy chapter 29. Starting for the 14th verse. And it says, neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath, but with him that standeth here with us this day before the Adonai our Elohim, and also with him that is not here with us this day. For ye know how we have dwelt in the land of Egypt, and how we came through the nations which ye passed by. And ye have seen their abominations and their idols, wood and stone, silver and gold, which were among them. Lest there should be among you man or woman or family or tribe whose heart turneth away this day from the Adonai our Elohim, to go and serve the other gods, to serve the gods of these nations, lest there should be among you a root that beareth gall and wormwood. Verse 19, and it come to pass, when he heareth the words of this curse, that he bless himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, though I walk in the imagination of mine heart to add drunkenness to thirst. So he says, I want to stop there right there for the moment, because he says, unless he bless himself in his heart, saying, I shall have peace, though I walk in the imagination of mine heart. The imagination of his heart was talking about in his own mind. Where he choose to think, he or she choose to think in their own mind, or put into their own head to believe. Because it's like, I used to always say, when the person is truly puts into their own mind to believe, after a while they start to believe it. Any type of imaginative thing a person puts into their own mind, whether they subconsciously themselves know that it's not real, but the more they think it, the more they start to believe it. Okay? So that's what the heart was talking about in his mind, his or her mind, to add drunkenness to their thirst. Verse 20, the Lord would not spare him, but then the anger of the Adonai Salakia. The Adonai will not spare him, but then the anger of the Adonai and his jealousy shall smoke against that man, and all the curse that are written in this book, shall lie upon him. And the Adonai shall blot out his name from under heaven. We don't want that. We don't want our name blotted out from under heaven, blotted out the book of life. So we are to what? We are to take correction. Okay? I'm going to go on to the next precept and whatnot. It's going to be Psalms 118. Psalms 118, verse 8. Real fast, Psalms 118, verse 8. Psalms 118, verse 8 says, it is better to trust in the Adonai than to put confidence in man. Let me just stop right there. It is better to trust in the Adonai than to put confidence in man. Okay? Now I know I'm just a mere man and I never tell anybody to believe me what I say. You know, anything that I put forth in the spirit and in the ruach, you know, say out of the ruach, I tell them, hey, search it for yourself, look it up. If you don't believe me, look it up. You know, I always tell a person that. Don't take my word, look it up. You know. Again, going to Proverbs 3. Jump to Proverbs chapter 3 real fast. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 says, trust in the Adonai with all thine heart, and lean not onto thine own understanding. So the Most High is telling you, don't lean on your own understanding. Trust in the Adonai. Okay? Again, if I say something and you don't believe me, I always say go to the book. You know, look it up yourself if you don't believe me. You know, I'm not going to make this too fast, but I'm going to jump to the next precept also. Is Galatians chapter 6. Go to Galatians chapter 6 real fast. You know, and then I'm going to end it off from here because I don't want to make the video too long. But Galatians chapter 6 chapter, first verse, it says, brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such a one in spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. So when you see a person in error, you know, saying, we which claim to be spiritual, we are to restore a brother or sister in spirit. Okay? We are to correct them. The book of Ezekiel speaks about the watchman in the tower. You know what I'm saying? When the watchman sees danger coming from whatnot and he bloweth the trumpet, and the trumpet that we blow is the word of the Adonai, Yahuwah. Okay? We blow this trumpet. Okay? So anytime we see a brother in correction and whatnot, you know what I mean? That's what we do. We correct that brother or that sister in the spirit and truth. Okay? So it's to know the difference between judgment and correction. Okay, we know the Most High is the ultimate judge, but we are men of the Most High, or women of the Most High. We are to correct one another in spirit and in meekness. Okay, not for one to get all upset and be like, oh, well, that's what I choose to believe. You know, that's your belief. If you want to believe that, you're entitled to your belief. Well, you know what? My belief is of the word of the Father. Okay, is of the instructions of the Father. And as it was read out from the oracles of the holy oracles, what we call the Holy Bible, okay, I never say anything on my own accord. I always speak according to the truth of the word of the Most High. Okay, so we are to be examples of Hamashiach Yeshua and do that according to which he stood for and which he followed. And with that, I say, Shalom. Thank you for giving me this time out. And I hope the words of this lesson, of this video, really make somebody stop and think. And it really touches them in a special place. It touches them in their mind and in their heart. And with that, I say Shalom, Yasha Allah.